Hello guys and welcome to this today's presentation. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Anni and my channel is support channel for all the caffeine quitters, and here in my channel I give peer support for all the caffeine addicts who are trying to recover from the caffeine addiction, and then I also share information what caffeine actually does to our brain and our body and how it affects our health and our everyday life. And then I also have been sharing lots of information about my own withdrawal recovery, which took a long time, and about post-acute withdrawals, which can take for many people months or years to recover. And also I share some neuroscience, what I have been learning in this journey. But let's go to today's presentation. Just a sec when I will get it here. Okay, here we go. And you are also always welcome to join in the chat if you have any kind of questions here. Let's put my little window here. Okay, so today the topic is the coffee deception, 13 little known facts about coffee. When I speak about caffeine or coffee, sometimes it surprises me how little people actually knows about caffeine. Many people just knows that coffee contains caffeine, but they don't actually know what caffeine is or what it does. But don't worry guys, I was just like that when I was a heavy caffeine addict. I was almost saying like coffee addict, but that wasn't like that. I was caffeine addict. So let's dive deep in this Alexander Light article. And this article have made like August 9, 2017. So let's check it out. So you are not going to like this. You've been lied to about the health effects of coffee. Number 1. Caffeine is an alkaloid used by the coffee plant to kill insects that eat its seeds. The coffee plant also uses the caffeine in its beans to kill surrounding plants so it can get more sunlight and grow bigger. Caffeine is a pesticide that causes cell death. There you go, guys. Hello! Kiitos tyhjäkaljapullo. Sinulle myös ihanaa juhannusta. Number 2. MRI scans taken before and after 1 cup of coffee showed a 45% reduction in brain blood flow. When measured more precisely, it was actually 52% reduction in blood flow to the brain after 1 small cup of coffee. So that, guys, itself tells something. It's not a good thing. Number 3. Brain scans of chronic coffee drinkers showed their brain had degenerated in a similar way to a chronic alcoholics, smokers, Parkinson's patients, and marijuana users. Did you know about that? Okay, number 4. Coffee / caffeine causes the urge to move the bowels because this is one way the body tries to remove the toxin from the system. The sudden need to poop after drinking coffee is a defense mechanism against the poisoning. So it makes sense. Body just wants to get rid of that poison. Number 5. Coffee boosts energy through the body's fight or flight metabolic response because the body perceives caffeine as a toxic threat. And this is the most important thing to remember if you want to memorize something. Memorize this. Coffee / caffeine, I could say, here also doesn't give energy. It doesn't give you energy, it steals it. The energy people feel from coffee is actually a forced state caused by a toxic stimulant. And all toxins trigger an energy release in the body as a reaction, fight or flight. Caffeine drains energy from the body and leaves people more fatigued over time. And then also memorize these guys, leading to the world's most dangerous energy addiction, caffeineism. Number 6. When the fight or flight reaction is triggered, the brain lower IQ centers and hormone systems are activated. These control aggression, violence, irrational and illogical decision making, jealousy, rage, anger, fear, and paranoia. Have you ever wondered why you feel so paranoid or angered or so much fear while you were or are caffeinated? There's the explanation. Number 7. So this is something that also is important to know. So just 1 cup of coffee triggered the fight or flight response for 3 consecutive weeks, even without additional caffeine intake. 1 cup of coffee poisons the body for 3 weeks at declining rate. Just 1 cup of coffee poisons the body for 3 weeks. So when caffeine is consumed, the brain's limbic system becomes hyperactivated, while higher learning centers are shut down. This one, prefrontal cortex, is shut down. The limbic brain only deals with sex, reproduction, territory protection, sorry my language, food gathering, and personal safety. So, it is the most primitive and least evolved part of the mind. So if you wanted to outsmart or dominate someone, it helps to activate their limbic system. It sends them in the childlike mental state. Even I don't like that childlike mental state word so much, but I could replace this word like the dumber mental state. Caffeine make you dumb and sick. Okay, so 9. Birth control pills block the elimination of caffeine. This effect is greatly increased by alcohol or painkillers, which has led to many cases of caffeine poisoning that are misdiagnosed with a person is admitted to the hospital. Then number 10. Coffee has been proven to cause prostate enlargement, anxiety, insomnia, depression, birth defects, pain syndromes, abnormal breathing habits, brain damage, hyperactivity, learning disabilities from brain damage, behavioral disorders, fatigue, certain cancers, chronic disease, IBS, colitis, carpal tunnel, ulcers, iron deficiency, heart disease, headaches, PMS, increased risk of muscle and tendon injuries, joint pain, heart attack, stroke, TIAs, those mini strokes, and that is actually a short list. 11. Coffee causes fat gain and cellulite because it triggers the body's fight or flight system, as any toxin or threat does. To ultimately shift to the body's full preference toward fat. When undertreated, the body prioritizes fat as a full over sugar or protein. So, chronic activation of the fight or flight system from daily caffeine use promotes fat storage, because fat has 9 calories per gram for battle, while sugar and protein only have 4. Welcome to the world of fat gain, weight gain, and cellulite caused by caffeine. Coffee also breaks down muscle tissues because the body deliberately flushes out poisoned muscle tissue to better store fat. So if you actually want to gain muscle in the gym, and if you are drinking coffee or taking caffeine, that won't help you. Like this says, caffeine also breaks down muscle tissues because the body deliberately flushes out poisoned muscle tissue to better store fat. 12. Caffeine blocks iron absorption, causing the majority of modern-day anemia. Caffeine threat includes caffeinated teas, chocolates, caffeine-based energy drinks, pre-workout drinks, and over 2,000 over-the-counter and prescription medication that internationally contain caffeine. And I actually made a list from my Discord that like the main products that contains caffeine, because there are many people when they end up this withdrawal journey and this recovery journey, they kind of doesn't know that there is so many hidden caffeine in many products. And some people doesn't know that chocolate also contains caffeine. So when you quit caffeine, it's really important that you know what all products contains caffeine. So just please welcome to my Discord also. There is a lot of information about that. But you can also, of course, Google yourself. But when you quit caffeine, just stay away from all the caffeine products and all forms of caffeine. More and more products are coming out there, just the craziest products that you never could think that can contain caffeine. They are putting it in. There is even caffeine water out there in America, and all kind of toothpaste that contains caffeine, and they put caffeine even shampoos and all kind of skincare products, like, which is crazy. Like, why? Okay, you can wonder why. But okay, then 13. So, the author of the most extensive book ever written on coffee reviewed nearly every scientific study on coffee and concludes there is no scientific evidence that coffee has any health benefits for the human body at any level. Mainstream media tries to tell you otherwise. Don't believe that, guys. He openly declares that the promotion of coffee consumption is a blatant lie causing serious harm to society. Yes. Positive publicity about coffee is false and can be traced to a powerful secret coffee lobby with both commercial and elite family interests. And by the way, read the book Caffeine Blues if you haven't yet. There is a good information what caffeine does to our body and how it is causing all those health conditions and all those diseases, and how it affects our blood flow and heart. And that is good book to read if you haven't yet. What's the comment said? Juon, minä poika juon. Elä juo siellä kaljapullo. Mutta kiva, että sä oot täällä kuuntelemassa. Ei ole tarvi olla Annin yksin. Okay, so the author criticized the reach in the book linked here. How many cafes have opened in your area in the last 20 years? So why lie about coffee and caffeine? Yes, why lie about that? Facts are facts. Okay. Think of the government, how controlling brain damaged population is easier than controlling an healthy one. Start here and continue connecting the dots. Coffee is just one brain damaging weapon used against the unaware slave class. So there is also top 10 brain damaging weapons used against the slave class in order of use. So jabs, number 1. Jabs, coffee and caffeine products. Definitely. The main poisons out there. Then alcohol, pharmaceutical drugs, sugar, fluoride, cigarettes, processed junk food, and genetically modified food, EM radiation from wireless devices, and chemtrails. If you ever ask, why don't people get it? You fail to realize that brain damage among the slave class is the primary agenda of the ruling 1%. Coffee and jabs are the elites' first two bunch in the operation brain damage of the human farm. The best slave is one with the brain damage, unable to think or care for themselves without the help of their slave master. A helpless population ensures the need for the government. That's why the ruling families do everything they can to create a helpless population day after day. Government exists because they constantly create the conditions for their own existence. Government do not exist to help people evolve, progress, or improve. You live in a chemically controlled slave-based command grid. And then, caffeine is just one massive lie in human control. Want to shut down the human farm, want to be more than the stereotypical sick, overweight, incapable, depressed, unfit person. Reject the poisons! Guys, buckle up. Now it's time to jump in the train. Quit caffeine and so on. But I know it's not easy, and I never recommend anyone to quit cold turkey, because in my work, when I help people, I see so much people what happened to them after cold turkey, when we end up this really wild nervous system rewiring, brain rewiring, body rewiring, neurotransmitters rewiring, roller coaster ride, where our dopamine system is trying to balance it out, and adenosine and all those neurotransmitters. And for many people, that just takes time. And that is the information that I want to also put out there. But yeah, so this was the article. So put thumbs up if you like this kind of information that I share. And I will keep doing this presentation and keep sharing this information. And now if you have any comments or any questions, you can please join in the chat. No niin, kaljapullo. Minäpäs luen sinun kommentin, kun I will read all comments. Langetan synninlihan ihan tarkoituksella tähän parantumisliveen. Älä langeta. All right, guys. But I wish you all wonderful day. And thank you for watching this presentation. Bye!